Welcome back to BBC Earth Coins. You know that old is gold, but these rare Monticello Thomas Jefferson nickels coins that are most valuable than you think. Don't spend these nickels. You are lucky if you have one of these. So please watch complete video for numismatic treasure. Let's start this. Imagine this. You're cleaning out an old drawer or flipping through a dusty coin jar, and tucked among ordinary nickels you find a 1962 Jefferson nickel. No mint mark. Seemingly insignificant. But what if I told you one of these recently sold for a jaw-dropping $466,000? Yes, you heard that right. A coin that once bought a gumball could now buy you a luxury home. Welcome to Rare Coin Secrets, where we uncover forgotten treasures hiding in plain sight. Today, we dive deep into the mystery and value of the 1962 no-mint mark Jefferson nickel, why collectors are fighting for it, and how yours could be worth a fortune. The Jefferson nickel has been in circulation since 1938. Designed by Felix Schlag, it features the third U.S. President, Thomas Jefferson, on the obverse and Monticello, his Virginia estate, on the reverse. But not all nickels are created equal. In 1962, the Philadelphia Mint produced millions of Jefferson nickels. However, some rare specimens from this year, without a mint mark, have surfaced in pristine, full steps condition, free of wear, blemishes, or strike imperfections. These are the gems collectors crave. You may be wondering, why would anyone pay nearly $500,000 for a 5-cent coin? Comes down to three things: condition, rarity, and grade. The 1962 no-mint mark nickel becomes a superstar when it's graded by PCGS or NGC as MS67 or higher, especially with a full steps designation, meaning the steps on Monticello are fully visible and unbroken. Only a handful have ever achieved this level of preservation. In recent years, collectors have pushed prices for rare Jefferson nickels to new heights. One 1962 no-mint mark nickel, certified MS67 full steps by PCGS, recently fetched an astounding $466,000 at auction. That's not a typo. One coin, just one, nearly $500,000. So how do you know if you're sitting on a gold mine? Start by checking your change jars, drawers, inherited coin collections, or even forgotten piggy banks. Look for a 1962 Jefferson nickel with no mint mark, and examine the steps under Monticello. If they appear sharp, clear, and uninterrupted, you could be looking at a full steps treasure. If you think you've found a promising nickel, don't clean it or attempt to restore it. Improper handling could destroy its value. Instead, have it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. They provide certification, grading, and authentication, which are essential if you want to attract serious buyers or auction houses. Right now, the rare coin market is booming, with more collectors entering the space and fewer top-tier coins available. The 1962 Jefferson nickel has become a dark horse among U.S. coin collectors, once overlooked, now commanding high premiums. As of this year, market values for top-grade specimens have hovered around $400,000 to $466,000. That one little coin could be your ticket to financial freedom, whether that's paying off debt, retiring early, or finally taking that dream vacation. Hundreds of Americans are turning forgotten coins into fortunes. Why not you? The 1962 no-mint mark Jefferson nickel could be the most valuable 5 cents you'll ever hold. Check your coins. Get them appraised. And if you find a rare gem, your future might just change overnight. What if I told you that a simple 5-cent coin sitting in your drawer could be worth nearly $1 million? Yes, you heard that right. The 1967 no-mint mark Jefferson nickel is turning heads in the coin collecting world, and for good reason. Today, we're diving into the story behind the seemingly ordinary coin that has the power to transform your financial future. Stay tuned, because what you learn in the next 10 minutes could change your life. The year was 1967. America was in the midst of a cultural revolution. The Vietnam War raged on, and the space race was heating up. But something quietly historic was happening at the U.S. Mint. Due to rising demand and technical issues, no coin struck in 1965, 1966, or 1,967 bore mint marks. This included the Jefferson nickel. While mint marks may seem insignificant, they're critical in coin valuation. And here's where it gets interesting. Mint marks tell us where a coin was made: Denver, San Francisco, or Philadelphia. But in 1967, mint marks were deliberately removed. This decision makes it incredibly difficult to trace where a coin originated, and that mystery has made the 1967 no-mint mark nickel an object of fascination and, in some cases, fortune. But not all 1967 nickels are created equal. Most 1967 Jefferson nickels are worth only face value, just 5 cents. But a select few have specific characteristics that skyrocket their value. Condition: I coin in mint state 67 or higher, especially with full steps detail on Monticello, is exceedingly rare. Die varieties: look for misstrikes, double dies, or planchet errors. Strike quality: some 1967 nickels were struck with unusually sharp detail, making them prized by collectors, and one such coin, graded MS67 with full steps and pristine luster, recently fetched an astonishing $867,000 at auction. That's over 17 million times its face value. The rare coin market has been heating up with inflation concerns, economic uncertainty, and a growing appetite for tangible assets. Investors are turning to collectibles like rare nickels as alternative stores of wealth.in. 2024 alone, Jefferson nickels with no mint marks and unique features saw a spike in demand at major auction houses, like Heritage and Stack's Bowers. Coins once worth a few $100s are now selling for tens of thousands and beyond. If you're holding on to old nickels from the 60s, you may be sitting on a gold mine without even knowing it.so. How do you know if your 1967 Jefferson nickel is valuable? Here's a quick checklist. No mint mark? Confirm there's no D or S below Monticello on the reverse side. Condition: use a magnifier. Look for coins with sharp detail and no scratches. Full steps: count at least 5 clear steps at the base of Monticello. Grading: get it professionally graded by PCGS or NGC for accuracy. Variety check: research or consult experts for known errors or die varieties. If you believe you're holding a rare 1967 Jefferson nickel, don't clean it. Even a light polish can destroy its value. Get it graded. PCGS or NGC are your best bets. Consult an expert. Local coin dealers or online communities can help. Consider auction. Top-tier coins often do best in auction settings. This could be the moment that launches your path to financial freedom. Thousands of Americans are waking up to the treasure hidden in their homes: a dusty drawer, a forgotten piggy bank, a jar of change. That's all it takes to uncover a fortune. The 1967 no-mint mark Jefferson nickel is more than just a coin. It's a symbol of hidden wealth, waiting to be claimed. Hidden in your change jar, tucked away in old drawers, or lying forgotten in a dusty coin box, could be a fortune. One specific coin, the 1973 no-mint mark Jefferson nickel, has shocked the coin collecting world, with auction prices soaring up to $419,000. In today's video, we'll uncover why this nickel is so rare, how to identify it, and how you could turn a 5-cent piece into a 6-figure payday. Stay tuned. This could change your life. At first glance, the 1973 Jefferson nickel looks ordinary. Featuring Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his Monticello home on the reverse, it was part of a design that had been used since 1938. But here's the twist. Most nickels from 1973 were struck at the Denver or San Francisco mints, marked with a small D or S beneath the year. However, a rare few were minted in Philadelphia, and these had no mint mark at all. For decades, these unmarked nickels were overlooked. But collectors now know that some 1973 no-mint mark nickels were struck with rare errors, exceptional quality, and unexpected characteristics, turning them into highly sought-after coins. So, how much could your 1973 no-mint mark Jefferson nickel be worth? In 2024, a stunning example graded by PCGS in mint state 67 full steps condition sold at auction for a jaw-dropping $419,000. That's not a typo, $419,000 for a 5-cent coin. The reason? The coin had flawless details, deep strikes, and the rare full steps designation, meaning the steps on the Monticello building are sharply defined and uninterrupted. Combine that with no mint mark and exceptional preservation, and you've got a collector's dream. Wondering if you might have a hidden gem? Here's what to check. Obverse, front look for the year 1973, and make sure there is no mint mark underneath it. Reverse, back, carefully inspect the steps of the Monticello. If the lines are crisp and fully defined, especially in high-grade condition, you may have a full steps coin. Condition matters. Coins with no scratches, no wear, and a sharp strike are worth more. Even a small difference in condition can mean tens of thousands of dollars. Grading. Consider having your coin professionally graded by PCGS or NGC, the two leading grading services. Grading authenticates and protects the value of your coin. In the world of coin collecting, rarity drives value. Coins like the 1973 no-mint mark Jefferson nickel are rare not because they were never made, but because so few survived in mint state condition. Most circulated heavily. Few were preserved, and even fewer had the perfect alignment and strike needed to earn the full steps label. It's like finding a needle in a haystack. But if you do, that needle could be worth a small fortune. Across the U.S., everyday people are cashing in Florida. One man sold his 1973 no-mint mark nickel for over $75,000 after finding it in an inherited coin box. A retired teacher in Ohio discovered one in her late husband's dresser drawer and netted $126,000 at auction. These aren't just coins. They're tickets to financial freedom. If you think you might have a valuable Jefferson nickel, here's your next step. Handle it carefully. Avoid touching the surface. Hold by the edges. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to inspect the details. Contact a reputable coin dealer or auction house. Submit it for grading to PCGS or NGC. This adds credibility and ensures top dollar. Don't rush. And don't settle. If it's a high-grade full steps coin with no mint mark, it could be your lucky break. You don't need to invest in stocks or hit the lottery. Sometimes your ticket to wealth is hiding in your change jar. The 1973 no-mint mark Jefferson nickel proves that even the most common coin can hold extraordinary value. Like this video if you're ready to unlock your coin collection's true worth. Subscribe for more guides on rare coins, hidden wealth, and living a lifestyle of financial freedom. What if I told you that a simple nickel in your pocket could be worth over $700,000? And in some rare cases, even millions. That's not a fantasy. It's a real, documented reality for one very specific coin. The 1978 no-mint mark Monticello Thomas Jefferson nickel. In this video, we're going to uncover the truth behind this fascinating coin, its origins, the error that makes it rare, and why collectors are willing to pay an astronomical price, over $733,000, to get their hands on it. The Jefferson nickel series began in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. Featuring the third U.S. President, Thomas Jefferson, on the obverse and his Virginia estate, Monticello, on the reverse, this design became an American classic. For decades, these coins were struck at three major mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Most bear mint marks like D or S, tiny letters that reveal their origin. But every once in a while, something unexpected happens. In 1978, the Philadelphia Mint accidentally released a batch of Jefferson nickels without a mint mark. While this was not unheard of prior to 1980, what makes the 1978 version special is the combination of condition, die variety, and rarity. Experts believe a small number of these coins were struck using a unique die that gave them extremely sharp details. Combine that with no mint mark, and you've got a coin that stands out dramatically. Only a handful of these high-grade, no-mint mark 1978 nickels exist in the world. So, what makes this tiny 5-cent coin worth hundreds of thousands, or even millions of dollars? Let's break it down. Rarity. Only a few known examples in pristine, uncirculated condition. Error coin. The lack of a mint mark makes it highly collectible. High-grade preservation. Coins graded MS67 or higher by PCGS or NGC fetch extreme premiums. Collector demand. Die-hard collectors will pay a fortune for registry-quality coins. In 2023, one of these nickels graded at MS67 sold for an incredible $733,000. And whispers in the numismatic community suggest a future auction could push the price over $1 million. Now, here's the million-dollar question. Do you own one of these rare coins without even knowing it? Check your collection. Look for 1978 Jefferson nickels. Flip it. If there's no mint mark, and the coin has crisp, detailed features, it could be worth a fortune. Key things to look for: no visible mint mark under the year, sharp Monticello design and clear lettering, no major wear or damage. Consider sending it for professional grading, PCGS or NGC. So you found one? Here's what you do next. Don't clean it. Cleaning destroys collector value. Use gloves to handle it. Get it graded by a certified grading service, PCGS or NGC. Consult with a coin dealer or auction house with expertise in rare U.S. coins. Document everything. Provenance matters in big money sales. If verified, you could be looking at a life-changing payday. Some collectors even use these profits to buy homes, travel the world, or retire early. One simple nickel, one rare error, and the potential to change your financial future forever. If you found this video helpful, subscribe for more coin collecting secrets, hit the like button, and share this with anyone who might have a drawer full of forgotten coins. Are you sitting on a fortune and don't even know it? In drawers, jars, or tucked away in your attic, a coin could be the key to a life of freedom and luxury. Today, we uncover the story of a seemingly ordinary coin, the 1980p Monticello Thomas Jefferson nickel, now valued at an astonishing $761,000, and in some rare cases, worth over $1 million. If you've been collecting coins, or simply never bothered to check your change, this video might just change your life. The 1980p Jefferson nickel is one of those coins that often slips through the cracks. Unassuming, widely circulated, and easily overlooked. But here's the twist. Not all 1980 nickels are created equal. Some hold unique minting errors, rare finishes, and impeccable conditions that elevate them from spare change to priceless treasures. Produced at the Philadelphia Mint, this nickel bears the hallmark P, a mint mark not often emphasized by the average collector. Yet, within that single year, a handful of flawless specimens, known in the numismatic world as full steps nickels, emerged. These coins showcase complete, undamaged steps on the Monticello, a rare and coveted feature. So what makes this coin worth up to $761,000 today, with some auctions flirting with the $1 million mark? First, rarity. Only a microscopic percentage of 1980p nickels were struck with absolute precision. These are coins that escape circulation, preserved in pristine, mint state condition, MS66 and above. Second, errors. Some of these nickels feature dramatic minting anomalies, off-center strikes, double dies, or planchet errors that send collectors into bidding frenzies. And third, demand. Jefferson nickels are among the longest-running U.S. coin series. The legacy of Thomas Jefferson, combined with the architectural majesty of Monticello, makes this coin series historically significant and emotionally valuable to collectors across the globe. Let's talk numbers. In 2024, a near-perfect 1980p Jefferson nickel was sold at a heritage auction for a jaw-dropping $761,000. Why? It exhibited flawless luster, sharp full steps, and zero visible wear, earning it a PCGS MS67 Plus grade. These aren't just coins. They're assets. Artifacts of American history encased in 5-cent pieces, whose value has exploded in recent years. Here's how you can check if you own one of these valuable 1980p nickels. Step 1. Look for the P mint mark to the right of Thomas Jefferson's portrait. Step 2. Inspect the Monticello building on the reverse. Do you see 5 or 6 sharp, uninterrupted steps? That's your cue. This could be a full steps nickel. Step 3. Use a loop or high-resolution phone camera to scan for mint errors, doubling, die cracks, or off-center strikes. Step 4. Avoid cleaning the coin. Send it as is to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC for authentication and valuation. Found something promising? Don't rush to your local pawn shop. Your coin deserves a global audience. Submit your coin to an auction house with experience in rare U.S. coins. They'll help get it graded, marketed, and sold to the highest bidder. Alternatively, certified dealers and numismatic investment firms can offer instant cash, though often below auction price. A single coin could become the seed that funds your retirement, your dream home, or a legacy for your children. The 1980p Jefferson nickel, a 5-cent piece that could be worth $500,000 or more. And the best part? You may already own one. If you're ready to unlock the wealth hidden in your coin collection, don't wait. Subscribe for more rare coin insights, comment if you think you've got a valuable piece, and share this video with fellow collectors and curious friends. Have you ever wondered if the spare change jingling in your old drawer could make you a millionaire? What if we told you a small piece of metal minted in 1981 could be worth over $500,000, possibly more? Today, we're diving into the story of the rare and mysterious 1981 D. Monticello Jefferson nickel. This isn't just pocket change. It's an American treasure that could change your financial future. One of these rare nickels recently surfaced with a market value of $567,000. Experts say others in pristine condition could fetch up to $1.2 million at auction. Yes, you heard right. A Jefferson nickel that might be sitting unnoticed in your attic could pay off your mortgage, fund your retirement, or buy you that dream car you've always wanted. Let's break down why this 1981 D. Jefferson nickel is so rare, and why it's commanding such astronomical prices on the collector's market. The Jefferson nickel has been in circulation since 1938, but the 1981 D stands out for a few key reasons. Minted in Denver, this coin features the iconic Monticello reverse and a bold D mint mark beneath the building. While millions of these coins were struck for circulation, only a microscopic percentage were made with a rare minting error or ended up in near-flawless condition. Conditions that drive their value sky-high. Combine that with the fact that 1981 was the last full year before a major design shift in the minting process. And you have a perfect storm of rarity, historical relevance, and collector interest. So why exactly is this Jefferson nickel so valuable? Coin experts and grading authorities like PCGS and NGC look for three main criteria. Condition: coins graded MS 67 or higher are virtually flawless. A single scratch could drop the value by thousands. Strike quality: sharp details in Jefferson's face, Monticello's steps, and the rim indicate superior strikes. Errors or varieties: some 1981 D nickels have off-center strikes, die clashes, or double dies. These varieties can triple the value. One particular 1981 D nickel graded MS 67 full steps, meaning the Monticello steps are fully visible, was auctioned at over $567,000 in 2023. How can you tell if your 1981 D Jefferson nickel is worth a fortune? Step 1. Find the mint mark. Look just to the right of Monticello on the reverse. A small D indicates it was minted in Denver. Step 2. Check the condition. No major scratches? Bold strike? Consider getting it graded. Step 3. Look for full steps. The staircase on Monticello should show 5 to 6 distinct lines. Step 4. Consult a professional. Don't trust just anyone. Reputable coin dealers or grading services can give you an official appraisal. The current market value of the highest graded 1981 D. Jefferson nickel, a jaw-dropping $567,000, and climbing. Collectors from around the world are hunting for these coins. With inflation and instability in other assets, rare coins are now a hot commodity in the alternative investment world. High net worth buyers, museums, and hedge funds are entering the rare coin game, and they're willing to pay top dollar. Want to cash in? Start by going through your change jars, old coin albums, or inherited collections. Look for any Jefferson nickels from 1981 with a D mint mark. Then, get it authenticated and appraised. Services like PCGS, NGC, or even specialized auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stax Bowers are your best bet. Once verified, you could find yourself walking away with hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars. Your journey to wealth might be hiding in plain sight, in a nickel you've overlooked for decades. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins that could change your life, subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell. You don't want to miss the next millionaire-making discovery. Are you sitting on a fortune without even knowing it? What if a simple coin in your drawer is actually worth over $500,000? Today, we're uncovering the shocking value and rare features of the 1981p Monticello Thomas Jefferson nickel, a coin that's turning heads and changing lives in the collector's world. If you're over 30 and thinking about turning your old coins into serious cash, this video is your golden Or should I say nickel opportunity? Stay tuned as we reveal what makes the 1981 P. Jefferson nickel so valuable, how you can spot one in your collection, why collectors are shelling out $519,000 or more for this seemingly ordinary coin, and how you can start profiting from your old change starting today. So grab your magnifying glass and let's dig in. First minted in 1938, the Jefferson nickel has long been a staple of American currency. But among its many additions, the 1981 Philadelphia minted version, marked with a small p, holds a mystery few people know. Produced just a year before the U.S. Mint redesigned the nickel in 1982, this version marked the end of an era. But not all 1981 nickels were created equal. Some rare variants, due to minting errors or highly preserved condition, have skyrocketed in value. So what makes this coin so special? White heavy checkmark, low circulation grade. Very few 1981 P nickels survived in pristine, uncirculated condition. White heavy checkmark, minting errors, a handful were struck off-center, with double dies or weak strikes, making them rare collector's items. White heavy checkmark, full steps designation. This is key. If the Monticello building on the reverse has full, clear steps with no signs of wear, that coin could fetch thousands or even hundreds of thousands at auction. Combine rarity with condition and historical timing, and you've got a coin worth up to $519,000 or more. Moneybag in 2024, one 1981 P. Jefferson nickel with full steps, mint errors, and near-perfect condition sold for a jaw-dropping $519,750 at auction. Moneybag, several others in MS67 plus condition have fetched $10,000 to $20,000 easily. These aren't rumors, they're public auction results. And they're happening because collectors are desperate to own a piece of U.S. numismatic history. So how do you know if you've got one? Check the date and mint mark, look for 1981, and the P, just to the right of Jefferson's portrait. Inspect the Monticello, flip the coin. Look closely at the steps. Can you count all 5 to 6 full steps? Clean and uninterrupted. Use a loupe or magnifier. This isn't something you can eyeball. Use proper tools to assess detail. Look for minting errors, double dies, weak strikes, or off-center printing add massive value. Check the condition, coins with scratches, discoloration, or where won't reach premium prices. Don't clean it ever. Cleaning can destroy thousands in value. Get it graded, submit to PCGS or NGC, the top coin grading agencies. Consult a numismatic expert, talk to certified coin dealers. Avoid pawn shops, they often underpay. Consider auction houses, like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers. They attract serious buyers. Protect its store in a hard plastic holder to prevent damage. That nickel in your drawer could change your life. A coin once worth 5 cents might just fund your retirement, your dream home, or the lifestyle you've always imagined. White heavy checkmark, subscribe for more rare coin breakdowns. White heavy checkmark, drop a comment if you found a 1981 P nickel. We want to hear your story. White heavy checkmark, and check the description for a free guide on how to sell rare coins like a pro. You don't need to be a millionaire to become one. You just need the right knowledge and maybe the right nickel. Today, we're diving deep into the world of rare nickels. One in particular is turning heads and shaking up the market, the 1985 P Mint Mark Monticello Thomas Jefferson nickel. Believe it or not, one of these just sold for a jaw-dropping $533,000, and some are valued at over $1 million. It may look like your everyday nickel, but this coin is anything but ordinary. The 1985 P. Jefferson nickel is now at the center of collector frenzy, with rare variations commanding life-changing sums at auction. Let's break it down. This nickel was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, indicated by the P Mint mark located just to the right of Monticello on the reverse side. While millions were minted, a small batch contained anomalies that make them among the most valuable nickels in U.S. history. So what makes this coin worth up to $1 million? It comes down to rare errors and pristine conditions. Double die strikes, off-center minting, or a full steps designation on Monticello. These can catapult the value exponentially. The coin that fetched $533,000? It was graded MS67 with full steps, an elite level of preservation. Coin grading matters. The condition of your coin can make or break its value. Very fine VF might earn you 25 cents. But if your nickel hits mint state 65 or above, now we're talking thousands, even hundreds of thousands. In the past 24 months, rare 1985p Jefferson nickels have been auctioned off by leading platforms like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers, with private collectors hungry to pay top dollar. And here's the kicker. Demand is only rising as more Americans awaken to the value hidden in their change jars and inherited collections. You might be sitting on a fortune and not even know it. That coin jar in your garage? The roll of nickels you inherited from your grandfather? They might just contain the key to a new lifestyle. Imagine transforming a small forgotten coin into a dream vacation, a new car, or even a retirement fund. It's not a fantasy. It's happening now, to everyday people who simply know what to look for. So how do you know if you've got one of these golden nickels? Start by examining the coin's reverse side for full steps. Then look for minting errors, especially die clashes or doubling. Next, get it professionally graded. PCGS and NGC are the industry's most trusted names. To the untrained eye, it's easy to miss the difference. But collectors and dealers know what they're hunting for, and they're willing to pay handsomely. Whether you're a longtime collector or just inherited a few old coins, now is the time to act. Because wealth isn't always earned. Sometimes, it's discovered. The 1985 P. Jefferson nickel. It could be your next big break. Subscribe to this channel for more rare coin secrets, auction trends, and ways to turn your collection into cash. Imagine stumbling across a coin in your old change jar that could be worth nearly $500,000. A simple nickel from 1986, a Monticello Jefferson nickel with a D mint mark. And yes, it's real. Today, we're diving into the hidden world of the 1986 D Jefferson nickel, a coin that's recently shaken up the collector market with a shocking auction value of $467,000. Most of us toss nickels aside without a second thought. But in the world of coin collectors and investors, a single flaw, a tiny imperfection, or a specific minting detail can change everything. That's exactly what happened with the 1986 D Jefferson nickel. This unassuming 5-cent piece could be your ticket to financial freedom. If you're between 30 and 65 and have old coin collections lying around, or if you're simply curious whether a few forgotten coins could be life-changing, this video is for you. The Jefferson nickel was first minted in 1938, featuring Thomas Jefferson on the front and his iconic home, Monticello, on the reverse. The 1986 D version was struck in the Denver Mint, identified by the small D mint mark just to the right of Jefferson's bust. Over 441 million of these nickels were minted, so what makes this one so special? The answer lies in something called a minting error. The $467,000 specimen wasn't just any 1986 D nickel. It had an ultra-rare full steps designation, a detail that means the steps on Monticello are sharply struck and fully visible. Even more, this coin showed signs of a misaligned die, unusual planchet composition, and flawless preservation, graded MS68 full steps by PCGS. Only one or two coins of this caliber are known to exist, and that's what pushes the value sky high. The grading of a coin determines everything. A standard 1986 D nickel might get you 5 cents at the store, but a professionally graded MS68 nickel with full steps, that's where you get numbers like $467,000. If you think you have a rare coin, do not attempt to clean it. Always send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. Authentication is key if you're looking to attract serious buyers and collectors. In recent years, coin collecting has surged, driven by digital marketplaces and millennial investors. Auction houses have reported Jefferson nickels, especially those with full steps or error types, selling for tens to hundreds of thousands of dollars. In 2024, the top recorded sale of a 1986 D Jefferson nickel stood at a jaw-dropping $467,000. And experts believe prices may climb even higher as demand increases and supply remains limited. Want to know if you're holding a hidden treasure? Here's a quick checklist. White heavy checkmark. Look for the D mint mark to the right of Jefferson's portrait. White heavy checkmark. Examine the steps on Monticello. Are they crisp and complete? White heavy checkmark. Check for die errors, doubling, or misalignments. White heavy checkmark. If the coin looks brand new, never circulated, you may be onto something rare. So what do you do if you find one? Get it graded. PCGS and NGC are the gold standards. List it with a reputable auction. House, like Heritage, Stacksbowers, or Legend auctions. Avoid pawn shops or online quick cash sites. They often undervalue rare coins by thousands. You want to sell smart, not fast. This isn't just about coins. It's about recognizing value where others don't. It's about turning pocket change into a legacy. A single rare coin could fund your child's college, pay off your mortgage, or become seed capital for your dream business. Wealth often starts with knowledge and the courage to act on it. So now you know. The 1986 Jefferson nickel isn't just another coin. It's a potential goldmine sitting in your drawer. It's time to check your collection. Look through old jars, and even ask your parents or grandparents if they've got any nickels from the 80s. Because your road to wealth may start with just 5 cents. Found this video helpful? Hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment if you have old nickels you want us to review in future videos. And remember, one coin can change your life. Is your old nickel worth a fortune? Before you toss out that old change jar, you might want to check for this nickel. Because one version of the 1988 P. Monticello Thomas Jefferson nickel could be worth up to $611,000, and some say, in rare conditions, even more. It's one of the most overlooked coins in American history, the 1988 P. Monticello Thomas Jefferson nickel. At first glance, it looks like just another 5-cent piece. But rare variants of this coin, minted in Philadelphia, are being sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars in the collector's market. How is this possible? What makes one nickel worth millions while others are just spare change? The answer lies in the details, the minting errors, and the scarcity that drives collectors wild. Designed by artist Felix Schlag, the Jefferson nickel has been in circulation since 1938. The Monticello building on the reverse side is Jefferson's Virginia estate, a symbol of American legacy and design. But the 1988 P nickel, with that tiny P indicating it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, holds a mysterious allure. That year, minting technology had slight inconsistencies, and for a few rare coins, these tiny deviations turned an everyday object into a high-value rarity. Here's what you want to look for: a full steps designation on the Monticello building. If the steps are fully struck with no wear, the coin is considered full steps or FS, a rare grading detail that increases value exponentially. But it gets better. Some 1988 P nickels have been found with die cracks, off-center strikes, and even double dies, errors that make collectors pay 6 figures. In January 2024, one pristine specimen with perfect full steps and minimal handling marks sold for $611,000 at a private auction. Experts say that with more public awareness and growing demand in overseas markets, this number could reach 7 figures. Go find your 1988 nickels. Look for the P mint mark just to the right of Jefferson's portrait. Flip it. Inspect the Monticello steps. Are they sharp and full? Any doubling in the letters, like E pluribus unum? Check the edge. Any errors in alignment? Use a 10x loop magnifier, or better yet, take it to a professional numismatist or coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. Even if your coin isn't perfect, near mint conditions with partial full steps can still fetch thousands to tens of thousands of dollars. Private collectors, high-end auction houses, international buyers. There's an entire economy hungry for U.S. mint errors and vintage coin rarities. Sites like Heritage Auctions, Great Collections, and eBay premium sellers have created a market where competition is fierce and prices are rising fast. Getting your coin graded and authenticated is step 1. After that, it's all about timing your sale, negotiating smart, and reaching the right buyers. Imagine turning a 5-cent coin into $600,000. A new home, a debt-free life, retirement years spent traveling instead of working. You may already have the key to a wealthy lifestyle sitting in your closet, coin jar, or drawer. The trick is knowing what to look for and when to act. Subscribe now if you want to learn how old coins could fund your new lifestyle. Drop a comment if you think you found the 1988 jackpot. And don't forget, sometimes the smallest things hold the biggest value. What if we told you that a small, forgotten coin in your drawer could be worth a fortune? A rare Jefferson nickel from 1992, minted in Denver, might just be your ticket to financial freedom and it's currently valued at a staggering $666,000. Welcome to the Rare Coin Files, where everyday Americans uncover hidden treasures in their spare change. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most coveted nickels in modern U.S. history, the 1992 D. Monticello Jefferson nickel. Issued in 1992 by the Denver Mint, the Jefferson nickel doesn't usually raise eyebrows. But a select few were struck with extraordinary errors or unique characteristics that make them astronomically valuable. The Monticello design, originally crafted by Felix Schlag, remained mostly unchanged until the Westward Journey series in 2004. But some 1992 nickels possess transitional errors or die varieties that slipped past quality control. So what's special about this coin? Experts point to a very specific variety, a 1992 D nickel with a full steps reverse and deep strike details, combined with die polish lines and unintentional mint errors. In numismatics, tiny details mean big money. Collectors look for a full steps Monticello, where all 6 steps of Thomas Jefferson's famous home are fully visible. This sharpness of strike is extremely rare for 1992 issues. Now couple that with an off-center strike or double die obverse, and you've got yourself a multi-$100,000 coin. At auction, one of these nickels recently sold for $666,000, an unprecedented figure for a modern nickel. Graded by PCGS as MS67 full steps, it was a textbook example of rarity, condition, and demand aligning perfectly. Lower-grade versions can still fetch thousands to tens of thousands, depending on characteristics like luster, mint errors, and strike quality. Coin values are soaring as baby boomers and Gen Zers begin liquidating collections. At the same time, millennials and Gen Z are entering the collectible space, driving up demand. Rare coins are no longer just a hobby, they're an alternative investment. And the Jefferson nickel, often overlooked, is now at the center of attention for seasoned collectors and newcomers alike. So how do you know if your 1992 D nickel is worth a fortune? Start by flipping it under a 10x magnifier. Examine the steps of Monticello, look for any doubling in the inscriptions, and note the sharpness of the strike. If you spot unusual details, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. Authentication and grading can make or break the coin's value. Ready to sell? Don't settle for a pawn shop. Instead, list it with trusted auction houses like Heritage Auctions, Stax Bowers, or even eBay with certification. Coins like this are best sold in front of a global audience. With proper marketing, even a mid-grade 1992 D nickel could pay off a car loan, a mortgage, or fund your next big dream. What would you do with $666,000? Travel the world? Retire early? Pay off debt and start anew? One nickel could change your life if you know what to look for. In 1999, millions of Jefferson nickels were minted at the Denver Mint, indicated by the tiny D mark just to the right of Monticello. Most were ordinary, but a small batch contained dramatic errors and striking anomalies, features that now have collectors offering 6-figure prices. What makes this coin so special? In some cases, it's the misalignment of the die, a double strike, or an off-center minting error that makes these nickels extraordinarily rare. Imagine holding a coin that's traveled decades and ended up in your pocket, purse, or piggy bank, now worth more than most luxury cars. The 1999 D. Jefferson nickel caught collector attention when one pristine specimen with a rare full steps Monticello detail and die clash errors sold at auction for an eye-watering $333,000.Y. Because rarity meets condition. A nearly flawless coin, paired with visible anomalies, pushes it into elite status. Now here's what to look for in your own collection. Step 1. Check the obverse, look for a clear, well-defined portrait of Jefferson. Step 2. Flip it. On the reverse, focus on the Monticello. Are the steps fully visible? This is known as the full steps variety, and it's rare. Step 3. Locate the D mint mark. If it's Denver, you're in the game. Step 4. Look for errors, doubling, off-centering, or odd strike marks. These imperfections make your coin exceptional. Collectors and dealers across the U.S. are on the hunt for this coin. One sold in 2023 for $333,000 at a Heritage Auctions event. Another, with slightly less pronounced detail, still fetched over $35,000. The demand is growing. With more collectors entering the market every year, rare coins like this are no longer just hobby items, they're investment assets. If you're between the ages of 30 and 65, chances are you've come across or inherited old coins from parents or grandparents. That jar of junk change? It could be hiding a small fortune. We've heard stories of people discovering rare nickels at garage sales, in vending machine returns, or even as change from a coffee shop. The key is awareness and action. The market for these coins is hot, but only for those who know what to look for. Here's how to turn your discovery into dollars. First, don't clean your coin. It can destroy its value. Second, get it graded by a trusted service like PCGS or NGC. Third, consult with a reputable coin dealer or auction house. Some platforms specialize in rare US coins and can position your nickel for maximum bidding exposure. A single nickel could fund your dream vacation, pay off your mortgage, or even jumpstart a legacy for your family. This isn't just a coin. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So go ahead, check your drawers. Search that change jar. Because your path to a wealthier life might just start with a 5-cent piece from 1999. Subscribe for more rare coin insights and valuation tips.